Over the next 24 hours, I'm going to be playing FC25 on a brand new account, with my goal being to make it into the highest division and build the best team possible without spending any money. So for pre-ordering the game, we're going to get to play 7 days early, but the game only comes out in 13 minutes, and that gives us the perfect amount of time to get some supplies for the challenge. And so I grabbed our keys before heading into the Blushh mobile, then making my way to the store, where because I'm on a diet, the only supply that I could get was 0 sugar energy drinks, and after acquiring them, I would make my way home before unpacking these energy drinks. And basically that's all we got, as you can see. How did that get there? And with there not being that much time left before the game was playable, I would utilize our first supply, and eventually we were good to go. Now I started off by selecting the English nationality, actually not a bad centre back, and there was no coffee was shown our starting 11, and I would then select my lone player before selecting our kits, and saying that there's no way we don't even have a single pack in the store. I would then open the preview pack, where I was surprised to see that I got an animation for a card that was only 80 rated. But with how awful our team was, before we could even think of pushing in division rivals, we needed some reinforcements, and I saw that for only 1 star, we could purchase a welcome pack, and so I decided to complete my first moment. First actual pack on their account. No, wait, we didn't even get an animation. Hey, the pack is tradable, and we did get a shadow chemistry style. And this was perfect, because already we could get a few thousand coins. And I would then take a look at the objectives available, and one of them, the Woody Waters with a decent pack, required us to complete 5 SPCs. And to unlock all the other SPCs, I had to complete the foundations first. And while doing so, I found out the shadows were worth just over 2,000 coins, and after listing hours, I would complete the rest of the foundation SPC. And with the shadow selling, I got up to 5,000 coins, and the only good pack that we got from the foundations was the 2-player pack. And so I stood up to respect the pack, but the pack disrespected me. I would then upgrade our team by adding the players that we packed, as well as spending all of our coins to purchase the best Premier League players that we could afford, so we could start building towards a solid team, with Pedro Neto being our marquee signing. But once all our coins were spent and our team was set, I took a look at the objectives that we could complete, where I saw that the weekly objectives would give us season points, which would allow us to progress through the new season pass, and I would enter into division rivals. Now I couldn't find a game, and this was bad, because with it being 1 AM, we were already 1 hour into the challenge, and we hadn't played a single game. But at this point, after taking a look at the moment's objectives, I understood that the most productive thing that I could do would be to grind in this game mode. To increase our odds of success in division rivals was to grind stars in the moment's game mode, and initially my goal was to work towards getting 15, because with it we could buy an 81 times 2 pack. Now I can't lie, playing in the moment's game mode was actually fun, and we were already starting to get value out of the coins that we spent on building our team. And before I knew it, after completing a set, we had earned 19 stars within the moment's game mode. I have to stand up to respect this one. 81 times 2. It's a walkout! I'm pretty sure that's a walkout. Is that Summer? It's an 88 rated goalkeeper! Do we have anything behind him? The answer was no. And with some more time having passed, I attempted to find a game in division rivals, and eventually, here we actually found a game. And we were already 1.5 hours into the challenge, and so we need to get a move on and make sure that we win this first game, and we don't even get to see the team that we're coming up against. And so we needed to make sure that we won our games, and it started in the worst way possible. There's no way I'm losing my first game. And for some reason, I was calling Neto Trincao. But the shot? No way! But after this opportunity, Richarlison made it run through. Richarlison? And it's in! I feel confident that we can win this game. And this confidence came from the fact that with the few thousand coins that we had in the beginning, we seemed to have made some decent purchases, and throughout the rest of the first half, we would get really close to scoring. But early on into the second half, this has to be it! We would take the lead, but because of the fact that Richarlison was so clinical, we would extend this lead later on. This allowed us to reap some match earnings, and we made our first bit of progress in the divisions. But now that things were starting to click, destroying the next Division 10 kid that I faced was something that was absolutely effortless. But it seemed like dieting wasn't effortless for this guy. It was already 2 AM. With the win streak that we won, winning our next game would earn us our first promotion, and after seeing the team that we came up against, no offense to that guy, but I couldn't help but laugh. Neto's in space, Richarlison. Is that onside? And he's just giving us the lead. And slowly but surely, Richarlison was becoming a club legend for us, because after scoring our second goal, our opponent would rage quit. That rage quit means that we've just gotten our first promotion, and 2 hours in this challenge, I feel like we're on par to complete it. Now from our games, we had completed tons of objectives, but all of the rewards that we got were useless, and in between claiming them, I would use some of our match earnings to upgrade the left back position, but from the Anthem pack, I would get a Premier League clubs. If we use this Anthem, we'll never achieve anything great. And after that comment, karma would take place immediately, as I would have a recording blunder. So I forgot to hit record, but basically, grinded as much of the milestone moments as I could, and then after getting 30 points, I purchased 2 of the 81 times 2 packs, and these were the players that we pulled. Now Lucas Hernandez made the starting 11, and so did Kai Havertz, and I then forgot that I was being recorded, before then opening a gold pack, which gave us absolute garbage. Now hungry for more packs, I would invest roughly half an hour into the moment's game mode, grinding until we managed to rack up another 15 stars, and with our team, this was still no problem at all. We have ourselves another pack. Come on. It's not a walkout, it is a striker though. Oh, it's team of the week. Oh wow. 4-star skills. This actually looks like a decent card. And so we had a replacement for Coleman once his loan ran out. Now it was 3 AM, and we were still only in Division 9, and while I was getting tired, I knew that I needed to keep on pushing on. However, after not being able to find a game, I decided to test out new toy in the brand new Rush game mode. Now I must say, this game mode was extremely fun, but early on into my first game, my team and I were getting absolutely dominated. However, later on, we started to claw things back, and an assist from yours truly would put us 1 goal away from equalizing the game, with not that much time left. And then just before the game ended, we would get a goal scoring opportunity. No, I saw. Now the player ratings didn't agree with me, but after losing that game, I felt that it was my teammates. Playing that game also allowed us to earn XP, and this allowed us to make it to the first level in the season pass, but with it getting late, in order to make it into the highest possible division, I had to try and find games in division levels. Now in the first game that I eventually found, I would be capable of comfortably winning by 2-0. However, it was in the second game, where I found out that things wouldn't be as easy as I expected them to, and after being down by 3-1 at a point, we would have to work hard to come back, and ultimately, it would be the link up between Kai Havertz and our clinical Richarlison, which allowed us to tie the game up and ultimately draw. Now, I was concerned when I went down by 2 goals early on to my next opponent, but I knew that the reason I conceded was because of the fact that he had an insane player in Son, and I wasn't giving him enough respect. But as soon as I decided to lock in, we had the players on our team that gave us the chance to win these games, and the chance was all we needed. After drawing the second game in a row, Kingsley Coman's loan running out meant that our team of the week could now make his debut, and in the next 2 consecutive games that I played, I would make sure to focus and give it my all. And I must say, while it did seem like Neto was our most skillful player, for me Richarlison was the most impactful one, and it would be the combination of players that we had in the attack which would allow us to absolutely dominate these games and pick up the win in both of them. It's currently 4-20 right now, but if we can win our next game, we'll get our second promotion. And now all we have to do is take down this team, and it doesn't look like it's too good either. And these two were becoming quite the duo. I was into Richarlison. Yes! And it was quite late at night, and so I had to keep quiet, but after scoring my second goal, I felt that we can actually get a second promotion. But it seemed like I spoke too soon. There's no way. And after conceding that goal, my opponent would continue to get opportunities against me, and the pressure was definitely on, but later on into the game, I knew that if I could just score 1 goal, I would guarantee the win. And after scoring, we would earn a penalty, but after converting it, I started to feel cocky. Easy. And winning the game allowed us to earn a second promotion for the video, and after this, I would claim all of the objectives that we had completed, but I was also visibly becoming more tired, which would explain my reaction when pulling this player from only a gold pack. We just get Madison? We did, that's not a bad pull. We also had some more gold players, as well as coins in this pack, both of which would be important because later on in the video, I execute a plan to pack some absolutely insane players. But in our final pack, which was the 75x2, we would get 2 French centre backs, with one of them being a duplicate and one of them being good enough for me to justify selling one of our tradable centre backs and slotting this new player into that position. I would then get more coins by selling a midfielder, and Madison was good enough for me to justify dropping Havertz for him. But before trying to pack insane players for our team, I would use some of the coins that we had earned to purchase 2 fullbacks and directly improve 2 positions within our team, and I would then enter into division rivals to try and push as far as I could. And while my camera did die, the opposite would happen to my spirits, because what I noticed in these games was that by simply upgrading the fullback positions, meaning that we now had fullbacks that were not only solid in the defense but could contribute in the attack as well, we were capable of creating a lot more opportunities, and that's without even factoring how much of a playmaker James Madison was. Now with our new system, we were dominating these division rivals games, and I was grinding hard, but as the night grew, becoming more and more tired, but eventually, after winning a few games, we would comfortably make it to a point where if we could win our next game, we would earn promotion into Division 7. We need to get back on the grind. It was 20 past 10 AM, but for extra motivation on this day, I decided that if I could make it into Division 5 before 12 PM, I get to order myself a burger and fries. First game of the day is for promotion, and once again, I couldn't help but laughing at my opponent's team. And early on, Richarlison had the opportunity to score. No way! However, after this, the ball would fall back to us, and we have another chance though. Yes, we're eating good today! And it seemed like this was even more likely to be the case when our team of the week doubled our lead. Richarlison, the stakes have never been higher. And after scoring 2 more goals in this game, our opponent would pause. I think we might have a rage quit, and we do. And just like that, we've earned ourselves another promotion. But we do actually have a lot of coins to spend. Oh! We've just gotten a 75x3. We've also got an 82 plus pack, and that pack needed to be good because the 75x3 was awful. Final pack, please be a walkout. They don't get into the team, but at least we're stocking up the club. But I was on a timer, and so before using these players, I would enter straight back into division rivals. So in our very first game, I would once again be reminded of how important having top tier players was, because this opponent wasn't good, and the fact that we were capable of scoring 7 goals against them proves that. However, they were still capable of scoring 2 goals, but it was only due to the fact that they had Griezmann. Now after winning this first game, I would turn the camera off to preserve battery before continuing to try to push through Division 7, where some of the games were tough and we had to make comebacks in order to win. However, by taking advantage of our win streak, as well as the solid team overall that we had put together this early on into the game, I was capable of winning game after game, and eventually, with 20 more minutes before 12 PM, we were 1 win away from achieving another promotion. Now through those games, we had racked up a decent amount of coins, and so I would take a look at the transfer market for any potential upgrades at the striker position, and I would also contemplate completing SPCs, but we didn't have enough time to complete any of them, and also wouldn't end up upgrading the striker position because I just didn't feel like any of the options would be significant upgrades over Richarlison, and I would enter into our promotion game. And after my opponent defended well against me early on, I didn't have the most confidence. This might be a tough game, and they would then get an opportunity of their own. What to say? Neto through and goal. Can he score? No way! However, early on into the second half, we managed to break the deadlock. Gravenberch! Yes! And after this, my opponent would get opportunity after opportunity, and I started to feel like it was just a matter of time before they equalized. However, I was defending my best, and later on into the game, I knew that just have to hang in there for a little bit longer. And after Balde defended our opponent's final opportunity, I was relieved to come out with a 1-0 victory, which did result in us signing promotion into Division 6. However, with it being 11:58, and us only having 2 minutes to make it all the way into Division 5, unfortunately, I didn't do enough to earn that cheat meal. But what is this? Bro clearly thought he was slick. I have a little did he know that he ended up being caught in 4K. First player pick on the account. Please give me something insane. And I think my reaction says it all. I would then open a 75x2 pack, which had the potential to give us upgrades. However, this one wouldn't. But remember when I mentioned my plan to pack some insane players? Well, that's where the match earnings that we had racked up so far came into play. You see, by completing the hybrid nations as well as the hybrid leagues SPCs, with the insane packs that you get back, you give yourself a good opportunity at packing some game-changing players. And thanks to players that we already had in our club, I saw that. And so by just purchasing these 7 players, we'll actually be able to build a squad. And so I would use our coins to purchase these players. Okay, this is massive. For roughly 5,000 coins, we've just gotten ourselves a 50k pack. We need to respect this one. Come on. Be a walkout. It is a walkout. It is a walkout. It's an English right wing. It's a Beth mid. Oh, no way! And so we had executed our plan perfectly and had packed a few players that could get into our team, with one of them being a game changer with roughly 20,000 coins. As you can imagine, after this, I would continue to use players that we had in our club, as well as the coins that we had earned, and eventually, for 8,000 coins, we completed the entire Hybrid Nations SPC, and this is what the team looks like before opening our packs. And I would rush through the first 2 packs, as they weren't necessarily that valuable. Okay, now those were the lesser packs. It's time to lock into these packs now. We're gonna start with the 45k. Come on. Okay, it's not a walkout, and our best player is an 83. Is there anything good behind him? Unfortunately not. This is the big one though, and we've already made our coins back by packing James, but give me something on top of it. It's a walkout. We once again got a walkout. Wait, a cam? Portuguese cam. Is that Bruno Fernandes? It is. We just got Bruno. Now his defensive stats aren't the greatest, but I wonder how many coins he's worth. And so it looks like he's at least worth like 10,000 coins. And I would add the best players that we packed into our team before seeing that we were making progress towards completing some objectives, and then continue to grind in division rivals, where I would match up against an opponent that I knew I was way better than. However, because I was only capable of scoring 1 goal, it meant that unless I could score another, I would lose the game. But 91 minutes in, there was no longer any chance of me winning. However, if I conceded another goal, I would end up losing. I'm not losing this game. There's no way! And on only 3 hours of sleep, it was clear that the challenge was getting the better of me, because as I continued to play, even when I managed to win games, it just didn't excite me because of the fact that I was so burnt out. And speaking of food, although I'm usually quite a disciplined person, this challenge was bringing the worst out of me with regards to my diet, and with the way that I felt, I actually started to give up, and I was wrapping up the recording. However, it was in this moment when I realized something. You see, with us playing on literally the first day of the game being released, with the way the game works this year, players who were in the Elite Division, which is the highest possible division within the previous game, were placed in Division 5 in this game. This meant that a day in, the highest possible division was Division 5, and while we weren't necessarily close to that division just yet, I felt like with one good push, we could potentially get there and complete our challenge of making it into the highest division within 24 hours. But before I continued to play, I needed to unwind from the game for a couple of hours, and I know 2 ways of doing this, with the first one being taking a nap. We have the greatest gym session of our lives. And so I grabbed my keys, as well as my headphones, and once again flew off in the Blushh mobile towards the gym, and after being mentally drained, I started to exert some physical energy, and it seemed like our poor dietary decisions weren't affecting us that much. We do still have just over 4 hours left, and have a plan for how I want to complete the challenge, and the first step involves us grounding in division rivals. Now I couldn't find a game, and this was due to the fact that there just weren't that many players up this high in the divisions, but content did refresh for the day. Okay, Danjuma was given a card, and he is 4-star. Is he expensive though? An 85 as well as an 84 rated squad, that's actually doable. But there's also a new objective player, and while working towards this player, we can actually get ourselves some decent packs, and these packs could give us the players that we needed to complete Danjuma. Now I would then spend some coins to purchase the players that I needed in order to complete these objectives, but once again, I simply couldn't find a game in division rivals, and so I ended up going into a game of squad battles to complete the more tedious objectives before once again trying to find a game in division rivals where I simply just couldn't. Now, at the time, we could build an 84 rated squad, and so after claiming a few of the objective packs, I was hopeful to get the resources that I needed to complete Danjuma. However, these packs just wouldn't give us anything exciting at all. I then realized that through completing the hybrid leagues SPC, we could get some insane packs that could give us the players we needed to complete Danjuma, and also just insane players for our team. But upon trying to build the first squad, I realized that we didn't have the coins to purchase the players that we needed to complete it, and the only way that I could think of to get more coins was through match earnings. I was also determined to make it into Division 5, and so I spent some time searching for a game, and by the time it was almost 9 PM, we eventually found one, and in this game, my confidence took a bit of a hit early on, because we would concede first. However, we were quick to come back and equalize. Our objective player would then score our second, before our clinical Richarlison scored our third, allowing us to pick up a rage quit. And what I noticed was that even though we were now near to the highest possible division within the game, as I continued to play, I wasn't just winning, but absolutely destroying the opponents that I was coming up against. And bear in mind, half of our team was an objective team, and even winning my final game for the session, I went down by a goal early on. This just didn't seem to faze outplays us, as we were capable of effortlessly coming back, and after an hour of grinding in division rivals, thanks to our win streak, we had reached the final checkpoint.
10 PM coffee.
Gonna do my best to try and close this challenge out. And once again, we ran into the same problem, because after searching for a few minutes, I couldn't find a division rivals game. However, this time around, we could claim a pack from making objective progress, and we now also had more coins through match earnings, and after getting shafted by our objective pack, I saw that with the coins that we had, we could complete one of the hybrid league squads, and this allowed us to earn a mega pack.
We got a mega pack.
Come on. No way. What is high rated? Oh, there's a shadow in there as well. And I want this Danjuma card. So high rated players are valuable to us right now. And we needed more coins. However, after searching for roughly 10 minutes, we still couldn't find a single game. But in this moment, we weren't far from Division 5. And one of our goals was to build the best team that we possibly could. And so I would do everything that I possibly could. And in this moment, it would be to grind the moments game mode. After investing roughly 10 minutes, I could afford another 81 times 2. However, this pack wouldn't bear any fruits for us. And so I realized that the significant gains was through completing the Hybrid League's SPC. But in order to do that, we needed to make some coins. Which realistically, the only way I could do that was through playing games. Unfortunately, we still couldn't find games in Division Rivals, and as I continued to search, I was watching the time that we had left dwindle, and because we weren't far from completing the Sanchez objective, I decided to bite the bullet and play some squad battles games. Once the objective was completed, we had more packs, as well as an insane looking goalkeeper, and I realized that I could now sell the objective players that we had purchased, which would allow us to get some coins back. And with these coins, I was capable of getting a 50k pack from the Hybrid League's SPC, but I did have to sell 2 of our starting 11 players during the process. Unfortunately, my camera died. Before opening the 50k pack, I opened some of the objective packs that we had earned, but in the third one, something magical would happen. No, it's not going to be a walkout. An Italian CDM. Is that Tonale? I think we just got Tonale. Yes, we did. And his card looks insane. And he was also worth roughly 75,000 coins at the time. Now the final objective pack would give me another high rated player. And I then saw that in order to complete the rest of the Hybrid League's SPC and get the 55k pack group reward, I had to open the 50k pack. Come on. No, it's not going to be a walkout. That's really bad. And there's no one behind her. And with minimal coins and roughly 15 minutes left at the time, we had 2 empty positions within our team. But I took the risk and spent these coins on purchasing players to complete the rest of the Hybrid League's SPC. And with 3 minutes left, we could open the 55k pack. Come on, let's end it with a walkout. No, it's not going to be a walkout, but can it still be a massive player? No, that just isn't that great. And there's nothing good behind her. Unfortunately, we still had enough coins to purchase one of our players back, and we packed another player that could fill the final position in our team. So in 24 hours, we almost made it into Division 5, where the elite players are. I believe we would have made it if we could actually find games, and I believe him too, because when we did find games, we were absolutely destroying our opponents, but I'll let him continue to speak. And on top of that, we put together a team with over 125,000 coins, and honestly, it looks absolutely insane. And so although it wasn't easy, and I was truly tested, I would count this challenge as a success. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you'll enjoy one of these ones, so go ahead and click on any of those videos to watch them.